Welcome to Connie's Truffle House. We're so glad you're back. I love fall. I know the temperatures are not reflecting true fall, but it got into the 60s last week for a low. So I'm ready for fall. And when I think of fall, I think of fudge. I love to make fudge. I love to make cheesecake. My favorite fudge is butter pecan, and that's what we're going to do today. So we're starting over here. Kristen's behind the camera, and I'm going to get everything going in the saucepan that is going to make this butter pecan fudge the best you've ever had. So we start off with a saucepan that is at least twice the size of the mixture. You don't want any overflowing. And what I did, I have already started melting the butter. And before I did that, I took wax paper, I put some soft butter on it, and I just wiped that butter around the edges of the saucepan. That keeps the sugar crystals from sticking. Now, we're going to add the ingredients and start stirring. The measurements will be on the blog. We've got brown sugar, and we've got white sugar, and we have organic heavy whipping cream, which you know is my favorite thing in the world, besides chocolate and truffles. And we have a little bit of salt. I think it's 1/8 of a teaspoon. What you need to have when making fudge is a wooden spoon. Don't make fudge with a metal spoon because it conducts the heat. And what we are doing now, Kristen, if you want to zoom in on this, we are just stirring those basic ingredients that always make up a fudge recipe. Chocolate fudge, you're adding some chocolate. Butter pecan, guess what we're adding? Pecan. Yes, and powdered sugar, and we're going to do that later. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to stir this for 5 minutes. Okay. And we're going to just have fun. Okay, we are stirring. We are at the rolling boil stage. I've been stirring constantly, friends, for 5 minutes. The timer is getting ready to go off. We are going to move over right here, and we are going to finish up this process. I was telling Kristen, it's important to just keep stirring, as boring as it is, because you don't want the bottom to start burning and then floating to the top. Plus, if you can see in here, Kristen, because I buttered the pan, the mixture is just flowing back down. It's not sticking to the sides. And that's good because those sugar crystals, you don't want coming out when you pour it up into the pan. Okay, timer. You know what? I know it's done. And even if the timer doesn't go off. Okay. I don't use a candy thermometer. I'm not good with candy thermometers. I boil for 5 minutes. I look at the color. It looks great. If you're good at a candy thermometer, by all means, use it. Do it to 238 or a softball stage. Now, Chris, we're over here. And remember the caramel sauce video, friends? I take the mixture off the heat. I add the vanilla. Oh, that is so good. It will sizzle. The aroma is incredible. Now, this is where you have to have everything ready. You cannot stop and go get something because time is of the essence making fudge. If I didn't have this powdered sugar ready, fudge will be ruined. Now, we pour in the 2 cups of sifted powdered sugar. I'm going to start moving that around. Now, the best way to do fudge is stirring it constantly, even to this point. I still have some tennis elbow, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the mixer just so I don't hurt my elbow anymore, because my physical therapist, Colin, will say, "What were you stirring again, Connie?" And I'll say, "I'm sorry, it was butter pecan fudge." are back to the, oh my goodness. Look at this, everyone. I've got an 8x8 heavy foil buttered in an 8x8 pan, and go overboard because when this cools, these are going to be your handles to lift it out. I've got a cup of chopped pecans. If you love pecans, go for it. If you want a few less, 3/4 of a cup. A cup of pecans will make this very much a butter pecan fudge. I just fold those in. Actually, I stirred them, but I did have my little spatula here to fold, but I got carried away, so I stirred them in, fold them in with a spatula. We are ready to pour this up. Now, y'all, when you're pouring up fudge, you don't have to scrape the sides. Don't scrape the sides, don't scrape the bottom. Pour it in. See? I got some left, but I don't want to scrape it like you would cake batter because then you could get some sugar crystals. Look at this.
That looks amazing.
In the 8x8 buttered pan. I just have my little spreader here that I'm just going to spread it, smooth it out into the corners like this, and let that just set up and cool. Once again, get enough heavy foil. Get that heavy-duty aluminum foil. The other one will rip and tear. It's not that good.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are going to put this right here to cool. But I got some that we can taste.
Yay.
Now this is what the finished product is going to look like.
Wow.
Let me tell you a minute about storing, for just a minute. Fudge can be at room temperature for about 2 weeks if you store it well. That means double wrap it. I double wrap it with saran wrap. And then I cut what I need. I leave the rest whole. This is double wrapped with saran. And then it will be in an airtight container in the coolest part of your home. Okay? I use a little knife like this, super sharp, to cut it. Want to try?
Would you mind passing me some?
Sure. I'll give you that one.
Thank you.
And I'll take a small bite.
What do you think?
It's delicious. I wish you were here. The kitchen smells like vanilla and pecans. The pecans are toasted. It's delicious. I hope you try it. I can't wait to hear from you. Get back to us with comments on the blog. Don't forget to go to the blog for extra bits of information about how to make fudge. We love you. Can't wait to see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.